Hello, finally, that actually worked. Welcome to Ring Takes episode 49 here. As I'm always joined by Brian and Lewis, we're going to be heading into the Royal Rumble this weekend, heading on Saturday. So a lot of stuff going on. We're going to be talking about our picks for the Royal Rumble, the 30-man, 30-woman battle royal to determine the number one contender to go to WrestleMania. We'll be talking about that in a minute. We're going to be talking about Raw heading to Netflix. That's a big deal in the world of wrestling and Netflix. Also talking about The Rock joining the board of directors of TKO, which oversees UFC and WWE, as well as our Royal Rumble picks and Seth Rollins' injury, before I forget that as well. But first, we have our first special guest on the show. Welcome, John Escobar, a guy that has been talking about with wrestling for a while now and other things of sports related. Big fan, been to shows. Of course, thank you, John, for joining us, man.
Thank you, Dan, for having me, man. Yeah, man, I'm just glad to be here.
Sweet. You know. So first,
welcome.
Yeah, welcome to this podcast.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Lewis.
As always, we're going to start it off. Who is your favorite wrestler? You can tell by the merchandise, but let us know who it is.
Hold on. Let me just put on his shirt. Let me see. I got the sweater. It's a little cold in here, so the CM Punk sweater. Where is it? There. Oh, right. That's my favorite wrestler right here. So, yeah. So, as y'all know, obviously, CM Punk, of course, been my favorite wrestler since he got into the Indies. Loved him since. Always a fan. Huge fan. But my first love was Bret Hart. I cannot, deny that. That's the, Bret Hart. And Sean is the GOAT. Just letting you know, Daniel. Just to give you a little insight there.
Oh, here we go.
That's the next episode, but don't worry. That I just wanted to throw that out there. Just a little bit.
We're off to a bad start.
It has already been decided.
We're off to a bad start.
Just for that comment, he's not a special guest. He's a regular.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So I will say this: you like guys that are technicians that go in the ring and can have good ring work.
Yeah.
Always a fan of that, of course. I'm not going to agree that Bret Hart is the GOAT. I'm not going to do that, even though he's one of the best technicians ever. But we'll get into that on a later episode. But yeah, CM Punk has been a driving force, and we talked in the chat, of course. We talked in the chat about CM Punk and stuff like that. And with his big return and his pending first ring matchup, that was not Dominic Mysterio. It looks like it's going to be at the Royal Rumble this weekend. So I thought, what a better choice to have a CM Punk fan on. So thank you for joining us. But there's a lot of stuff getting into the wrestling world right now. As of yesterday, I believe, Monday Night Raw heading to Netflix. Netflix, the streaming service, a platform that many people have. And what I saw in the chat and comments and stuff like that, some people look mad that they have to go see Monday Night Raw behind a paywall. Netflix, subscribing to Netflix. And I'm like, everyone has Netflix. So what's the issue with that? But I feel like that's a better way, that it's more accessible, especially to overseas. It looks like they're going to be showing their overseas pay-per-view PLEs for WWE. A lot of their Monday night programming and other specials and documentaries that they're going to be streaming through Netflix. So what do you guys think about that big change to WWE?
Why don't we let our special guest take this one first?
All right. Well, from what I heard, also Friday Night SmackDown is also going overseas too, so you did miss out on that point. But I like it, but let me be objective here. Let me be the voice of reason, like CM Punk would be.
Voice of the voices.
Had to feel that dig. So pretty much, I feel like having Netflix is a great platform because, believe it or not, a lot of people, don't really have cable anymore. If you think about it, everybody's gone through the streaming. Everything is streaming apps. Everybody has streaming devices, computers, everything, tablets. So really, to have just the Netflix, it's big. But on the opposite side, nobody wants to pay for that subscription. That it keeps going up and up and up every single year. It's just like ridiculous. By the time it gets to WWE live shows, we're gonna wind up paying like $25 a month just for a subscription because they have live shows. So it's gonna be kind of tough. But I do see WWE making a lot more money than it would be if it was on like regular cable, like how it is now. and less commercials. That's something me and you talked about. I'm thinking that might have an effect on advertisement revenue. So let's see what happens with that. But overall, I think the experience might be good. I feel like the experience should be well received. If not, then they have an opt out clause for 5 years. After 5 years, so let's see what happens with that.
I love it too. I mean, you talk about to go from linear television after 30 years to move to a streaming site. I mean, it's just there's so many things that they can do with it. Like I think I had asked in the chat that now since they're going to move to Netflix, does that mean that the TV rating is going to change to back to TV 14? Because you think now that they'll be on Netflix, they can have more edgier content, they can have more edgier storylines. So from that standpoint, it's a positive. But like John mentioned, I think Netflix actually had announced this week that they're planning on raising the price for subscribers. After that, the WWE announcement. So in a couple of months, like John mentioned, we're probably going to be spending like $20, $25, $30 a month for it. But when you stop and you think about it, seeing as that cable TV is slowly dying, I mean, how many people have multiple streaming sites that they're paying in excess of almost $20 to $30 a month? A lot of people, they have Disney Plus, Max, Peacock, have all these streaming sites. So from that standpoint, I mean, even though the money's going to go up, people, I think wrestling fans will still be willing to pay that monthly price. But other than that, I love that WWE continues to change with the times. And the one thing that I like about it more than anything, probably won't change, but now you don't have to have these fan wars between WWE and AEW over ratings anymore, because now they're going to be in two different stratospheres. I mean, you'll still have fans debating with one another which product is better, but you won't have to factor in ratings anymore, because they'll be in two different stratospheres. But I like the evolution, and we'll see how it is moving forward. As far as ad revenue goes, I'm very curious to see how that's going to work, because I have Netflix just like everybody else does, and obviously I don't have ads or anything, so I don't know how the ad revenue and everything is going to work when they go live, because Netflix doesn't have a live streaming as of yet, at least as far as I know. So that's going to be very interesting.
So I did see somebody mention today, and that was probably the only thing I was wondering about, is that Netflix doesn't have live streaming, like sports and stuff like that. So I wonder how that's going to work, and how well they'll be able to stream every show weekly, and how that's going to go. I think the move to Netflix is great, because I'm definitely one of those people who is not always at home on Mondays and Fridays to sit and catch, Raw and SmackDown, always trying to catch up, whether it's on other places or if you got YouTube TV, you're trying to rewind, start from the beginning. So yeah, it'll be definitely, and to finally have a place that, well, I would hope would record every episode, or hey, start this from the beginning, whatever. I hope that's definitely factored into it. But times are changing, and to think, like Dan said before we started, or when we started, to think how long Raw has been on cable network, and that's literally going to change next year. These are the times we're in, and WWE's got to, and to think that they started off with the WWE network and now they're on Netflix. It's crazy to think how so much has changed. So it's we'll see how it goes, and I hope it does well. But I also hope they still give us. And I am going to be happy. Well, I hope they don't still incorporate ads into it. I hope it kind of has back when NXT used to just be on Hulu, and
it's going to have ads. It's going to have ads.
You gotta make that money.
Ad and the pan out, and then picture in picture. I'm like, I don't know. It just distracts from.
It is the most annoying thing. Yeah, it is. Maybe they're going to make us pay for a tier for that.
Yeah. Prices are definitely
yeah.
go up though, just for all.
Yeah, I mean, again, just speaking on the WWE Network, I remember when they had the WWE Network going up, and they just got everything perfect with the WWE Network. You can literally type in AJ Styles versus John Cena, and it will pull up all the matches that they've had, and you can just click whatever one you wanted. Underrated part of the search system that they finally got right after years of trying to get it right. And then they just went to Peacock, and now I have to go to the pay-per-view. I have to scroll through the whole pay-per-view to get to a match I want to see.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That was the most annoying thing about it. So hopefully Netflix can find a way to monetize that and figure out a way to do that. But in terms of what Netflix is doing, I mean, everyone usually has Netflix, but everyone that's complaining about the paywall, I completely understand that, especially with all the gripes about Netflix. The price is going up, and especially in this era where everyone's trying to save money, keep it down on that part. You don't want to have to cough up another. We don't want to go back to monthly paying pay-per-views. I remember when, as a kid,
I never once paid for them. I never saw them.
No more paying. Oh my god!
Perfect.
Please,
no more. I paid
was perfect for a pay-per-view back in the day. It went
to
60, and then it got to 100.
I paid for. I think it was damn near all the WrestleManias. My mom went broke because instead of like a normal human being, a normal adolescent, like teenager, like a 11, 12-year-old, they would go in and order the Spice Channel or something like that. I was ordering pay-per-views like left and forget it. My mom would go crazy. So it's like I know the pain. I don't want to go back.
I never had the balls to actually just like, let me just order this pay-per-view. And what's this $60 charge? I'm like,
$600 charge.
It's like, and especially back in those days, like with TNA, WWE, they would have like the specials or stuff like that, or even it wasn't like pay-per-views. It would be like old stuff that they would show and advertise, and you can order those. So it's like everything was behind a paywall that you had to see, and if you didn't record it on VHS, you never had it. So luckily, my family recorded the VHS and stuff like that. So
I wonder if
Netflix doesn't do that.
Yeah, I would wonder if they would do, like, at least for the WWE aspect part of it, do it kind of like how Prime and like, I think, I don't have Apple TV, but I think like Apple TV, like some of them were like, oh, if you want to add on showtimes or you want to add on this,
like
you just
$5,
an extra $5. Like,
that's essentially what Peacock was, because nobody was going to Peacock before the WWE Network like that.
What do you mean? Everybody just wants to watch The Office.
I'm telling you right now, when this deal is finalized, Peacock's value is going to diminish because I've already have plans of canceling Peacock. Because, like I said, I only watch Peacock for WWE stuff. I never go back to Peacock to watch any of their specials, any of the other stuff that come out. Because literally, you can make the argument that WWE is literally carrying Peacock right now.
Yeah, Lewis. Because if you think about it, Lewis, to your point, you were saying that Peacock has these other like platforms and stuff like that with like I said, most of those programming went to Netflix. If you think about it, Suits, that's one of my favorite shows. Suits went right to Netflix. So it's Peacock is going down with that, especially with the WWE programming. That's what they're thriving on. And from what I hear, I think, when is their deal up? I think 2027 or something. Yeah, 26 or 27. So when that happens, I already see I could foresee every programming going to Netflix, from SmackDown to Raw to NXT, the whole 9 yards. So
and it should be linear. It should if they're going to do that and create that type of big deal. And especially Netflix has their financial issues of their own. So maybe WWE can also drive people to Netflix regardless. Like, if you're going to sit there and watch on a Monday night, you're going to need something leading up to it, you're going to need something after it. You might want to stay with Netflix depending on that. So I think it's a smart business move for WWE to do that, because I'm pretty sure everyone has Netflix, and especially now the international reach that it has, because I think they had an issue with, I don't know if it's Skybox in the UK or whatever the case may be.
It was Skybox.
Yeah, with PLEs and stuff like that, and certain shows and stuff like that. I think it's Channel 4 over there or whatever it is. They've had issues seeing Raw, seeing SmackDown. So now you're adding a whole different international fan base there with that as well. And especially Netflix crossing worldwide, that can open up a lot of doors. People already have Netflix. I don't know if that point in time, I guess if you cancel your Peacock subscription and hopefully the price just goes into Netflix, so you're not spending more money, but it definitely seemed like something that is beneficial for WWE going forward and Netflix.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that's the good thing about it. Let's continue moving on here to The Rock on the board of TKO. This came out of nowhere. I don't even fully understand